time to talk about the things that I want to talk about in the podcast. When a new game comes out, it's easy for people to just compare it to the last game, which is exactly what we're going to be doing here today. But I wanted to see what people's opinions were about the Zelda franchise as a whole, so that they could look in for what they're looking for in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We're going to be joined by three lovely guests today. First off is Lola Woodburn. So, Lola, you've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom lately, right?
Not as much as I'd like to, but I have gotten a decent amount through. Alright,
so I like how it's basically just a better Breath of the Wild. Do you feel like it's kind of like that?
I'm not sure if it's better. I haven't played enough to decipher that, and I like both of the games a lot. I do think that you're going to be able to do a lot more in this game because there's a lot less limits to things you can do.
A thing that I like to do in a lot of shrines is, because the recall ability can be used on basically anything, I like to make basically everything into a moving platform with Ultra Hand to skip over large gaps or something like that.
And so those are just more creative ways, more thinking outside the box.
Yeah. Do you think that creativity is like a good thing for the game?
I think actually coming from Breath of the Wild and the type of game it's been before, where it has been a very this is the way to do things, I think that is kind of a good thing for the game, just because it's different. And I feel like if it was exactly like Breath of the Wild, everyone would be like, because since there's so many Zelda games, they've all been fairly different, but it's been the same adventure.
Formula?
Yeah, it's in the same formula, same go save Zelda, do some dungeons, do all this stuff. And so I think it's good to keep up with the difference of everything. Yeah.
So you think it's a good sequel?
I think it's a good sequel.
Cool.
Everyone I've talked to has liked it. I like it. So I think Nintendo did a good job.
Thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool beans.
Super cool beans.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
See you on the flip side.
See you on the flip side.
All right. So next we're joined by my friend Gavin. Gavin's take is pretty interesting because he's quite older, so he was actually able to experience games that I was maybe a little too young for at the time. So now we will be joined by Gavin Sales, also known as Irish Porygon. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. So,
I
Gavin.
make so many YouTube videos. Yes.
So, Gavin, how do you feel about Tears of the Kingdom?
I think it is a very, very worthy successor, and I'm glad they took so long to make it.
Yeah. How do you feel about how they finished the game last year, but they took this entire year for polish?
I think that they clearly knew what they were doing, and I think to judge their development process when they had such a good product at the end of the day would be silly and goofy.
Now, did you buy your Switch OLED specifically for this game, or did you just buy it because you wanted it?
I did not. I bought the Switch OLED because I am going away to college, and the choice was either steal a Switch from my brothers or make them pay me $60 each and then buy the OLED.
Well, Gavin, thank you for your time. Next, we will be joined by Franco Chavez Rivera. So thank you very much for your input.
Thank you, Franco. It's been a great time on the Franco podcast, sponsored by
Franco. All right.
You are Franco.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flippity flop.
All right, bye-bye. All right, and finally, we are joined by Franco. Now, Franco's take is interesting because he played games on the Wii U, like me, which was Nintendo's worst-performing console back from 2012 to 2017. Now, Franco, what's your relationship to the Zelda franchise?
My relationship to the Zelda franchise is kind of weird. I've been playing Zelda games since I was like 10-ish, when I had the Wii U. You know that thing?
Yeah, I had a Wii U.
Not great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good of an upgrade. Like, honestly, Tears of the Kingdom is like a really good. What's the word?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Game.
Pretty good game. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Franco.
Yeah, of course.
I'll catch you on the flip side. All right. Well, that's all the time we got today. Thank you for joining me on Jack Murdoch's podcast that he made specifically for an assignment. We'll catch you next time. I just talked about the things that I wanted to talk about in the podcast.